Hi everyone, welcome to the world of OBS with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not. This is another video about my OBS settings that I use for streaming. Last week we saw a video with my OBS settings that I use for recording videos to YouTube. This one's all about Twitch, and not just Twitch, but you could probably also stream to Mixer, to Facebook. YouTube does live streaming as well, whichever one tickles your fancy. But the settings and the setup for streaming is a lot different than for recording, and hopefully I made that clear last week as well in the recording videos, because it's a totally separate tab in the OBS settings, no matter what version of OBS you're using. I believe they're all pretty similar. I use OBS Live, which is Stream Elements version of OBS Studios, but if you're new to this, I highly recommend you just check out OBS Studio, the obsproject.com, link down below. Just use a normal one. If you want to add on things for the Streamlabs or the Stream Elements versions of OBS, then feel free to later. But I think it's probably a little bit. You're probably a little bit better off just utilizing the stock standard vanilla OBS, if you like. Let's have a look at it. Once you've downloaded and installed the software, this is how my one looks. And it looks, I know what you're thinking, it looks exactly the same as last week's video. What I've done here, I've got more than one group of settings, but we'll hit the settings, and I'll show you a little bit more about the scenes, as well as how I utilize them, what settings I use as far as quality of video and all that kind of stuff goes, and what works for me might work for you as well. Same as what I mentioned the other day, my computer specifications are listed down below, as is my internet connection. And with streaming, the big difference between streaming and recording videos is you're gonna want a solid internet connection, that's for sure. If you're streaming, my internet connection is 100 download, 40 upload, and I consistently get those speeds. I believe about half that size should be okay, maybe even less than half that size. Before I had this connection, I was still streaming, and I think it was maybe 20 upload speed. Upload speed's a big one when it comes to live streaming, at least on Twitch. Anyway, let's have a look at these settings. General settings, same as what I mentioned in the YouTube video the other day. Your stream tab, service here. What service is going to be? Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, whatever these other ones are. Periscope. I've never heard of Periscope. Server, automatic. You can run tests and Google it if you want to know how to run tests on what server is going to be the best for you. I have automatic selected, and that's what OBS recommends. But as far as Twitch goes, they're the Twitch servers that are closest to me. And of course, I'm in Melbourne, so of course Sydney is going to be my closest one. And looking at it, I would guess that they may be listed as far as distance goes, but just auto, that's fine. You can connect your account in there. If you don't want to have your account connected, you can disconnect it and enter your stream key, which is how it used to work, but now they've added this function. I think it's to sort of maybe avoid the chance of people displaying their stream key on stream or on videos or anything like that, because if someone else gets it, then they can stream to your channel. So automatically connecting with Twitch anyway to OBS is probably not a bad idea. Output, this is where the good stuff happens. We'll start with the simple mode, which plenty of people use. This will be whatever the stock requirements is. It says 3500. That's right. If some guides out there still says 3500 as the video bitrate is a good idea, I wouldn't recommend it. People aren't going to watch your stuff if you're streaming it that low, unless you're maybe doing a mobile phone thing. Then I don't think that's going to work too well for you. I don't know what this stuff means because I don't use this mode. I go to the advanced tab and the stream tab. It's pretty simple. Audio track, I don't know why, but I've just got number 2 selected. I'm sure there's a reason for this. But like I mentioned in my YouTube one, I am not from an IT background. All of this information I'm bringing to you is stuff I've discovered by researching, by asking questions. And look, if something is glaringly obvious, I'm sure there'll be content creators out there watching this. If something is glaringly obvious that I've made a mistake, let me know and I'll edit the video or change it or pull it down or make some adjustments somehow. Encoder, as far as I'm aware, the best one is always the one that says new. I've got a NVIDIA graphics card, and so this NVIDIA option comes up. If you don't have a NVIDIA graphics card, I think an AMD option will come up. That's the one you want. The times 624, that's the old one. This one's just a similar one but better one. It uses some of your graphics card engine to help with the stream. Does that make sense? CBR, control bitrate, similar to with the videos, control bitrate, except instead of the big number that we had for the YouTube for the MP4 files, this is a bitrate that you're using. This is your bitrate you're using for stream. Mine's set at 5600 kbps. Now I normally adjust it. If people start saying, "Gee, Stewie, you're a bit laggy," and if it's more than one person saying that, well, maybe it is. I can check. I've got tools that I use to check how my stream quality is going, and if it indicates it's a little bit iffy, then I'll drop this figure. Sometimes as low as 5,000. There's a lot of guides out there that say that you can't go over 3,000. That's a lie. That's bad information. It's been out there for a long time, and they're just old guides. It's as simple as that. Nobody's fault, but nobody's updated them. Some say that you can't go above 6, and you probably can go above 6, but I don't think there's any reason to go above 6. So I normally go between 5.5 and 6. But I'm recording this in May 2020. Next week there'll be another point of view. This goes to 0. Not sure what that means, but 0 is the way to go. Maximum quality is what I do for the preset. Profile high, and all these leave as the same. Audio is, you leave this as the same as the stock settings, and replay buffer, I don't know what that is. If you want to go for what's the other word? Advanced. If you go to advanced, if you want to stream delay, this is something that might affect people who like streaming things like tournaments, clan wars, advances, all that kind of jazz, and plenty of people do. Personally, I don't use a stream delay. I would rather not stream than use a stream delay, for the simple fact that putting a delay on of more than, say, 10 seconds, it really limits how you can interact with your audience. And if I'm watching a live stream, I want to be interacting with the person doing the live stream. And if you remove that by doing a stream delay, you might be better off not doing it at all. Probably different for big tournaments and big clan wars events and big international kind of big stuff. But it does, bear in mind, it does limit the way you can interact with your audience. So you can enable that. Clicking that, enable it for the duration. You can do it via your Twitch console, but only if you're partnered. I'm not partnered. This is the way to do it. You can enable it, and it tells you in seconds. And when you do it, it'll tell you how much memory it's going to use, because it will use a bit of your memory. So if your computer's already on the edge, that'll put a little bit more pressure on the computer. Automatically reconnect. This will tell you. So if you get cut out after 7 seconds, this is just the default settings. I think it'll keep trying to reconnect. And that's how you things might happen if there are roadworks, maybe stuff like this. All this is just the default settings. Recording, you can record. That's if you're recording as well as streaming above normal for this access priority thing. You can do high if you think you're going to be brave, but I'm not too sure. Play around with them. Again, as mentioned before, hotkeys I don't use. Video is all that 1920 by 1080 on both of them. Sorry, it's been a big couple of days, and 60 frames per second, which is the highest available. If you're running a different setup to me, my screen and my graphics card are set up for 1920 by 1080. If you've got a better graphics card and a better setup than I do, then you might have higher options. Play around with it. Have a bit of fun with it. As mentioned in the video the other day, audio. This is how you can connect different bits of audio, but pretty much the stock standard settings are fine. And but this is where the streaming tab here. This is where all the money's made, if you like. Go advanced. You go the new encoder. You can rescale your output if you like. That's maybe if you've got an odd size game, or you might have an odd setup and you might want to rescale it down to 1280 by 720. People don't really do that anymore, though. It's normally 1220 by 1080 or better, and all those ones there. Let's kill this. Let's kill that square and move on to the sources. The sources very, very similar to the sources that I put up in the YouTube video or the video on my YouTube settings that I did just a few days ago. I've got two scenes, a Twitch one and a YouTube one. What we saw the other day was a YouTube one. If I switch back to Twitch, And you'll see it, it'll sort of think about it for a little while. There we go. We've got more different scenes here. And with OBS Live, and some of the others might do that as well, there's the option to run the chat room there. And you can have, you can write stuff in the chat there, no problems. And also read it if that's how you roll. This is a blank one that I use. There's an introduction to the stream, which Little Stewie made for me. There's also a 5-minute introduction, the live stream itself, and it's got all my stuff around there. I'm not going to go through the Stream Elements settings, which is what Stream Elements is a website and a program that I use to for all my alerts and all that. So if somebody follows or subscribes or donates and stuff like that, or plays music, it comes up on here. The music bot, all the fun stuff, which is part of the interaction. Now the webcam's not coming up on there next to that Bonds of Steel tank because the webcam's being used in the other OBS, which is recording this, and that's why it looks a little bit. We'll move that back. We'll move that across over there so it looks a little bit more professional. So there you go. These are all my different scenes, and just like YouTube, you can create different scenes. I've got one for giveaway, one for what's this one? Live stream blank. I don't even know what that one is. One with a web page on it, one with an intro, one with the results. But the live stream page itself, the one I use, again, quite a few sources on the other side because there's more sources. I use more sources in Twitch than I do in YouTube itself. We've got the World of Tanks from the bottom up. We go the World of Tanks. That's the game, obviously, and we can make that disappear. What numbers? That's a software that I used to use to keep track of my statistics and stuff for a session, which I don't use anymore. That's why it's dimmed out and nothing comes up when you click on it. A cover for the map. I've got a picture that I use, which has obviously been moved. Haven't used that for a while. Which, if we're playing Clan Wars or a competitive gameplay, then it's just a funny picture, which I used to cover the map on the bottom right hand side of the screen. Polls, giveaway software. Again, same as YouTube. Play around with your sources. In general, you click on the plus button. You can have there's a game capture, which is what I use for the game. Images, if you want to put images in there. Also, the browser one is what you would use for. At the top and the bottom, you can see some scrolling going on. It's for donations, for subscriptions, followers and subscribers, all that stuff, as well as the music. That all comes via Stream Elements, which I'll do another video of at some stage soon. Hopefully this makes sense. There's also your activity feed, which is it shows people following and who subscribes, all that kind of stuff on the left-hand side of OBS. You can see that there. Stream information, and this is what I use for go live notifications. Also, I can adjust my stream title in there. And there's a media request software. Again, this is through Stream Elements, OBS Live, which is from Stream Elements, which I'll do a video of another day. Hopefully these settings, though, the settings is the big one. The settings and the bit rates and all that kind of stuff, that's the big one. Hopefully this has been useful. If it has, please let me know. If it hasn't, please let me know. And if I've got something totally wrong, again, please let me know in the comments below, or even send me a message if you know me. If you're stuck at home, isolating, looking after your families, looking after yourselves, maybe you want to give Twitch a go. Why not? The more the merrier, I reckon. The more the merrier. The community contributor program on the Aussie server, they're recruiting. Get on board. If I remember to put that link down there, I'll do that as well. It's good fun. I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. Interacting with people on Twitch is why I do it. That's why I do it, and that's why my focus now is more on Twitch than YouTube, because the interaction is instant. You can instantly talk to somebody. You can instantly read somebody's joke or a message, and they can see you laugh, fail, succeed, whatever. So go for it. It's great fun. It's great fun. You meet some wonderful people as well. So once again, thanks everyone for staying home. Thanks for washing your hands. Thanks all those people in retail looking after us, letting us buy our food to eat. Thank you very much. And of course the people who work in the hospitals and looking after all the sick people. I'm stewiejp. Hopefully this has been helpful. A little mini guide to OBS settings. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Links down below. Take care and see you all next time.